The Boss Lizard, the free-to-play Talene, the Abyssal Swiss Knife, Saurus. Why is he everywhere? What makes him so good? How do people get such high damage with him? Let's do this. In this video, we're gonna talk about campaign, PvP, abyssal, synergies, counters, unknown tips, and more. But first, an advanced overview. Saurus has two main damage abilities that his kit refers to a lot. War Strikes is an AoE with a single target stun, and Burst Strikes is an AoE with true damage on it. Now that's pretty normal if not for the fact they reset each other's cooldowns. Allow me to explain. Each ability in AFKArena has an animation. That's the part you see. Once the animation finishes, a hidden cooldown timer starts. Only after a certain amount of seconds pass, the hero can use their ability again. Heroes will prioritize their ultimates, but sometimes they're CC'd or they're in a long animation, which is why you see full energy bar heroes refuse to ult sometimes. This applies to all heroes in the game except Saurus. As long as the spiny-footed war reptile keeps attacking, the only thing between his abilities is the animation. And animations are affected by haste, basically making him spam his abilities faster than most heroes do their basics, but we'll get to that in just a second. It's not even that his abilities are bad. I mean, one has 3-second stun on it and the other has quarter of the enemy health in damage in an AoE. And then he also has his ult where he creates a shadow version of himself, basically almost doubling his damage. Another hot translation error on that, I know you guys like these, he gets 700% of his attack rating as a shield. So the issue with the shield isn't even the ridiculous scaling, it's the fact that it stops more CC abilities. And you know what likes no CC abilities? Saurus. His passive. So when Saurus or his form finishes either damage ability with no interruption, he buffs his whole team. For a point of reference, the strong Hypogean buffs gives 30% defense rating to the whole team. And Albedo, one of the best buffers in the game, gives Dimensionals up to 75% defense and 45% attack additionally. Now how much does Saurus give? He gives his whole team 50% attack and 125% defense. That's higher than both Albedo and Hypogean bonus combined with just one ability. This is more than Estrada's whole kit and attack buffs. It's just stupid. Obviously, this has to come with a backlash of him having to remain uninterrupted. We'll talk about how he has many ways to avoid most forms of CC, and even if he does get CC'd, he can stack it back up fast. So when they introduced this furniture, they realized they can't do much that won't completely break him. So give him like 25% less damage with losing abilities, which isn't that significant. Like take a Ziz furniture for example. But they messed it up in the stats, because the stats gives loads of tenacity, which is the thing that makes you CC immune. An attack which kills like mad insane on this guy. So his signature item also heals all allies for 100% for his attack rating per second on top of 150% for every ability he finishes well. It's passive and max. Let me repeat that. His signature item also heals all allies for 100% of his attack rating per second on top of another 150% for every ability he finishes using while the passive is maxed. I'll just keep going since I don't know what they were thinking at this point. Like anything in this kit you can repeat and it just sounds so stupid. And they also put a stat boost on the attack on his signature item, basically like the signature item that already makes him a Talene, and he has access to counter heal and defense debuffs in the tree, but I digress. Whew. In campaign, Saurus is very prevalent. In the early game, he's a solo carry. When he comes online, the mid to on games where it really shines. Synergies enabling other heroes and doing solo damage are so strong. It's one of the few heroes that has the status of a flex pick, both in single set and multi-set meta. So the idea behind both of these is pretty similar. He's a decently tanky hero that outscales anything that goes out against him for a long time, so you can handle most anything you throw at him, but some enemies make things less straightforward. He will demand specific allies if he wants to go against heroes that may burst him, CC him, or dodge him well, like Tassie, like Solis, like Titus. He also really enjoys CC immunity, allowing him to keep his buff up. So he may gain that from Fox, like using the ult with the signature item, Odin +9 furniture, and best yet Twins, who also give him haste. So Twins Saurus, one of the things that makes him so core in one of the sets we'll talk about, they give him the haste, they give him that CC immunity, they give him stats. It's just so strong in so many modes. Some of you know where this is going. Anyways, on the God comp, he's a budget substitute to Talene, especially if you can afford to get his SI quickly. And once you do get to those later chapters, he becomes a little bit accuracy hungry, kind of like Ukyo, so Might 37 at least is impactful for him. Credit for Grub releasing the tree guide soon enough, check that out, I'll link it if it's open. And in PvP, he's mostly used in the God comp. So while he usually substitutes Talene, some niche sets use his buff to work them together. What he brings to the table that Talene doesn't is faster spiraling, allowing him to shred tanky comps really fast. He hates burst more than she does, and probably lose to Talene mirror matchup unless partnered with something aggressive like a Thalia. Despite this, his counter healer's application very often ensures good damage, very relevant in LC. Now, if you're a bit more early game, you might use him with support heroes you have like Nomura or Rowan, or in an aggressive corner with heroes like Aaron, Gwyneth, Laika, Strilda, Zolrath, anything like that. So while we haven't seen that yet, and I believe some more testing might reveal that he's actually viable in carryless combos, and the reason is that his buff is just so strong. He can carry on his own obviously, but he can also provide that buff to others, so maybe something to be fine over there. And well, if all of this hasn't convinced you yet on Saurus, it's because I kept the best for last. Let's talk about Twisted Realm. Right, boy, oh boy, his signal target damage shines here. Especially since the campaign reworks, this mode will be very relevant for your resources, because you're gonna be min-powered more, and if you want to win Twisted, Saurus is the single best hero you can get. This one-size-fits-all pack reptilian heals, deals, and feels the leaderboard on everything not called Dark Nomura or Kane, and if you want to win on Twisted, Saurus is the single best hero you can get. I mean, he's not even that bad against those bosses, not much more to say about that. His viability alone makes a good case to prioritize his signature item that he needs so much even before Talene. So I just don't know what to say anymore if you're not sold at this point. Just such a strong hero, like comparing him to Talene at this point, like kind of what they did with Ainge, but I digress back. Abyssal, similar case, where most highest damage comps use them as a main carry, or for the buff for the likes of Isolde, or for a healer. It's just this flex hero that's just so strong, seen most anywhere, very prevalent, top 1, top 2, that kind of status. I can't stress enough how crucial he is. Definitely top 5 wielder overall, and good contender with the likes of Aaron for best wielder there is. So grab Saurus, put him on wishlist, put him on furniture. Unknown tips though. Unknown tips, one section I heard you guys like a lot. I'm going a little bit off script here. I hope you guys like that. Let me know below. Eye is the artifact of choice for Saurus most of the time. Much better than Blade since the haste stacks the buff faster and makes his animation faster. Now you might be asking, the new artifact just came out. Killspringer has haste. You just said he's hungry for accuracy. How about that, Linker? And I should still be the default, I argue, giving him the benefits for the whole fight. Because if you use Saurus well, you use him for more than 1 or 2 ults where the passive procs, you want that haste reducing the animation, which is just so much better on that eye. Definitely strong on Chaos. There is the case to be made for a call. It's wonderful if you want him to compete with Burst. The only form of CC though he has is the stun, which requires the whole ability. So if you want him stunning anything, he likely needs to be in the front line. So not that much protection. So do your own calculations there. Like most warriors, boots are the most important on him. They give haste, and if you really want to spice things up, you should try him with Khazard. And with that, I think that's most there is to talk about Saurus, a hero that takes some investment, but definitely returns every piece of love it gets with a dividend, and gets those wins. Slap him into wishlist, make sure you have that SI, and grab that furniture with the tenacity in campaign and PvP. Get those wins and make me proud. Guys, girls, I hope you're having a wonderful time seeing the light in the end of the tunnel recently. I know these are difficult times. Check out my community posts, like and subscribe if you haven't, and I have been Linker. Peace.